Hey, this is your recap Aunty, your shining star. Hey, y'all, hey. Hey, we are here to talk about Tyler Perry's Divorce Sisters, episode number 4. But before we dive into episode number 4, I had some comments that came in a little bit that sprinkled in on episode number 2 and the rest on episode number 3. So let's see what in the world is y'all talking about? Hopefully, y'all being safe and staying hydrated out there. You right? Don't be telling me y'all ain't staying hydrated out there because it's hot as hell outside. Okay, let's see what we got right here. Hold on for just a second. Y'all know me. I be trying to read without my readers on. We got, girl, you know better. You old eyes now. Okay, we got Cynthia Judkins, 2250. Hey, Cyn. She says that as I suspected, Javon is the baby pappy. Yeah, I kind of figured that too. That one eye baby, I feel like that one eye was a dead giveaway, baby. When he was blinking that left eye, she was blinking too. I was like, yeah, I think they kind of kin to each other. She also says Rashida and Jeff are really putting on a front in front of the church folks, and I was too through when he said, "I tell you I love you on Sundays." What the fuck? Right, exactly. That's all you tell her, that you love her just once a week. God dog, are you trash? He's just a mess, honey. He's just a mess. We got Miss Carolyn McWilson, 497. Hey, Miss Carolyn. She says Anika is not 5 years and 11 months, but if so, William already knows that Anika ain't his, right? I mean, I was counting too, along with Javon. I I don't know, man. That's a hard one, girl. I feel like that's his baby. That's Javon's baby. And poor William is so oblivious, honey. He don't know. He's a good pappy, though. Anyway, thank you, Miss Carolyn. Miss Carolyn also says the dress at the party was not the same dress, Naomi, right? Because that other one was like a sideways question mark. That little design that bedazzled around her teeth eyes. It was just too much. I like the second dress. I mean, both dresses look like they were just swallowing up her little, her little frame because she's so petite. But ooh, that girl, Lord have mercy. She just bless her heart. Thank you so much, Carolyn. We got Cynthia back. She says Naomi has Naomi has a pint of liquor, but didn't grab a cell phone, keys, or purse when she left the house. Right now, I had to think about that after I had my recap. I was thinking, unless it's one of those push starts, because they do have cars, but you just push and start. But don't your keys have to be with girl? I just didn't get that narrative of like, girl, how in the world you girl? And then how did you get the liquor? Did you have like your phone? Yeah, she had her phone on her. Maybe she did it by Apple Pay. Girl, your guess is as good as mine. But thank you, Cent. Cent also says, I knew Naomi was going to show up anyway. I knew it too. It was like that. That had to be part of the script. It wouldn't have been cool if she didn't show up. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did. So let's see what's going to happen, honey. Ooh, girl. We got Miss Carolyn McWilson. She also says a Rolls. Like, talking about a Rolls Royce, honey? Is that what you're talking about? That thing is nice, honey. If you talking about the Rolls Royce that they was riding in, baby, that thing was noise, girl. Let me sit my booty cheeks in one time, and I'm gonna be like, yes, honey, I'm a star. I'm a star, honey. I'm a star, girl. That thing was nice. Miss Carolyn McWilson also says, great commentary. Thank you so much, my love. I always appreciate you. You got my mama's name, so I love you. I love all y'all, honey. Every last bit of you. But thank you so much, Miss Carolyn. I really appreciate you. We got my boo, Just Joy. She says, this show is getting so good. Girl, when Bridget went to get that pot of coffee for Naomi. Oh, okay, wait a minute. That should have known that Naomi is a damn loose cannon. Girl, I will definitely see what pot of coffee you talking about as we look at that. So I have a bad feeling about the pot of coffee. Anyway, thank you so much, Joyce. I appreciate you. We have Raquel Batson, 3260. Hey, Raquel. She says, William, honey, is so oblivious. Javon is lusting for his wife. I think Javon is Anika's daddy. I do too. Like I said, with that little left eye, baby. That little left eye got to blinking and stuff when she was talking and then he was talking. I said, oh, God. Like he said, she has her mother's beauty but her daddy's eyes. Yeah, I think that, the heat of pappy, girl. But yeah, you're right. Okay, we got a new person, Lightning Storm. Hey, Lightning, what's going on, honey? Baby, please don't let this be the first or the last time you make a comment on these videos, baby, because I highlight you. This is your time. Did we talk about, but this, all of this is before the drama. So if you have anything else to say, baby, please say it. Make sure it's nice though. But please say it, my love. And I will be sure to read your comment. She says, did he or she, I don't want to, misjudge. Did you clock that kid was Tyrell from BTG? Yep, I sure did. I remember seeing an article somewhere. I don't know if it was on IG or what, because he goes to the same college that my son goes to. They both go to North Carolina A&T. So when I saw the article about him being cast in Beyond the Gates, like maybe about 2 weeks ago, right around the beginning of June, they did another article about him being cast also as a character on this show too. But I didn't know what the character was. I should have known he was going to be one of the sons. But that young man is doing really, really well. So I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of him. So yeah, he's from the Carolinas, Aunty, and it's good to see that he's making that money, just like Javon is. Javon Carlton, he's from Beyond the Gates too. Remember, he plays Carlton, which is Ted's partner at the what is it, the medical facility. They both are plastic surgeons. So Carlton, I think he's going to make a move on Nicole. But anyway, we ain't talking about them. We're going to be talking about them next week. Girl, thank you so much, Lightning. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, love. We got Raquel Batson 3260. She says, I love how Rashida was so composed when Isabella confessed. She blew her lies out the water, baby. Just a snake, right, girl? You ain't never lie, honey. Just a real snake came up in there and lied. Like I said, it's a very common thing for people to come to the church for help. Like I said, back in the day, 20 plus years ago, the internet was not as popular as it is now. So we used to have people all the time writing letters and all the time about wanting some financial help and food and stuff. But one girl, she kind of figured out, what she needed to do. She came to church. She was a mixed girl, and she came to church with all her kids, and the kids was involved in Sunday school because I was their Sunday school teacher. Just really good kids, but she would bring them to church real dirty looking. But so whenever we gave her that blessing, she bounced, honey. She didn't need us no more. And you could tell she was on drugs, but the kids kind of raised themselves. I think the oldest girl looked to be about 9, no more than 9, and the baby girl was maybe 5, and then they had another sibling that was 3, and then the mother was pregnant again. It was like the 9-year-old had to raise her siblings. It was a bunch of them. And the last I heard was like years ago that the oldest girl, she wound up having a baby at a young age. So it's sad how a lot of people's lives turn out like that. But yeah, that's the stuff that we had to go through a lot when I was a first lady at my church. But anyway, thank y'all so much for y'all comments. I love reading them, honey, because y'all cackle and make me kiki, honey. And I love it. I'm finally caught up. I'll be caught up. I thought that they had an episode number 5, but I guess they won't because of the holiday. But I will certainly try my best to try to watch this because this thing is good, honey. This is so good. And thank y'all so much again for recommending it. You might not have recommended it for me to recap, but the way that y'all were talking about it, and I have been hearing buzz about it, and I've seen people do little reviews on it, here and there on YouTube. I was like, well, shit, I might as well. It's only once a week. So I decided to do it, and I'm so glad I did. So if I don't talk to y'all no more, please be safe out there for the 4th. These assholes be out here starting on the 3rd. And sometimes we think that shit that we hearing is firecrackers. It ain't. It's just the shoot 'em up, pow, pow. That's what's going on. So y'all be careful. Be safe. Stay hydrated. Have fun with your family. Love on your family, honey. Love on your friends. Let them love on you. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Baby, we opened up episode number 4, honey, with Naomi showing up pissy drunk, baby. Y'all bitches all over here at this table talking to that bitch. Ugh. Child, they trying to get Naomi to sit down at the same table that everybody is sitting. Girl, this is table number 1. Why the hell do y'all have Naomi with her pissy drunk ass wanting to sit down at table number 1? That's dumb. They tell everybody, scoot down, scoot down. So you got Rashida telling Pastor Jeff, scoot down, scoot the fuck down. Let me go in and get this girl to sit down. All of this commotion going on, and Naomi with her drunk ass. Y'all should have had a seat ready for me. Y'all some bitches. So everybody gathered around Naomi. Finally got her ass to sit down. She's like, I'm good. So Rashida turns around and tells Bridget, after they got Naomi all settled down and sat down, like, girl, we need to start this auction right damn now because we don't need no more bullshit happening tonight. So Bridget skedaddles and gets everything started. So Naomi sees, oh, Wonder Bread sitting across from the table from her, like, "Ew, why can I not sit next to her ass?" She asked that to Rashida. So Naomi is sitting there looking at Franklin and Wonder Bread sitting next to him. So they just shaking their head, and then Naomi sees Javon. So she's like, "Oh, who the fuck is he?" And so Javon's like, "Ha ha ha, I'm Javon, honey." So William interrupts and say, "Yeah, Javon is a friend of ours." So Naomi was like, "Hi, friend. I'm single." So Rashida calls Bridget over. "Girl, come here, girl. Can we get her some coffee?" "Oh, I don't want no coffee. I don't want no damn coffee. I don't want no fucking coffee." Bridget's like, "Girl, here, take this coffee. Here you go, sis." "I told y'all I don't want no damn coffee. I don't want no coffee." They give her that fucking coffee. That bitch tongue almost hit the bottom of the cup. She trying to lick the damn coffee because she looking mean at Franklin while she's about to take a sip. And child, she rolled her tongue out her mouth. That damn thing kind of curled at the end. I was like, damn, her tongue is long and thick. Ooh, girl. William with his dumb ass. I'm like, yeah, that's one damn way to drink that shit. I told you, William to me is too happy-go-lucky. He laugh at every fucking thing. And Naomi is sitting there. She's still looking at Franklin's ass like, motherfucker, I hate your ass. So Naomi's still just tipsy, guys. She drunk. She 2 sheets to the wind. Y'all like my dress? She just grabbing her titans, just going it back and forth, back and forth. So Tiffany's like, baby, you are killing the fashion girl. Sis, you got this, honey. Naomi said, thank you. I needed some retail therapy. So again, Naomi is staring at Wonder Bread, and because I mean, Franklin is looking at Naomi like she's just like a sword. Ugh. So she's like, "I love your fucking earrings." Franklin looks at Wonder Bread and said, "Look, do not engage. Do not." Yeah, no, he gave them to me as a wedding gift. So Pastor Jeff like, look, y'all, the auction is about to start. Y'all stop tripping. So everybody turning their chairs around to face the stage because, if you're sitting at tables, you're going to see your back is going to be toward the stage. So they just not being rude. They want to be able to pay attention to the auction. And so y'all going to just turn y'all back on me? Is that what y'all finna do? Y'all mother. So Geneva was like, girl, they just turning around for the auction. And Naomi says, that's typical, bitch. He always does that shit to me, turn his back on me. Here they go with this damn whispering again. Jeff asks Rashida, is she gonna stay here? So Rashida said, what? Is she gonna stay here? Rashida said, nigga, I can't ask her to leave. He told her, yes, your ass can. That's your friend. She said, look, I'm not gonna ask my friend to leave. So she was like, okay, look, okay. So the ladies at the podium talking about this beautiful piece of artwork. I need to take a picture of that to see who that belonged to. Y'all, if y'all have ChatGPT, I'm telling you, I love my ChatGPT. I pay for the $20 version, honey. And she's like my therapist. I mean, I know, if you need somebody to talk to, I got my boo. Don't worry about that. But girl, if you want to see something on here, like with a person, like a dress, like what the dress that, what's her name? Rashida has on, you can take a picture of that shit and it'll tell you where it's from. Or this artwork. It's like you can take a picture and ChatGPT will search the World Wide Web for your ass and she will tell you exactly where to find that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of that to see where that's from. But back to the show. So you got the lady up there doing, I take time for the but it's an auction going to a trip to the Bahamas, so it's $10,000. We starting the bids at $10,000. When if I find and find in the $10, so we're back to Naomi. She said, I'm sorry, I'm Naomi. She says that to Javon. Javon's like, So she looks at her boo, Tiffany, because, earlier they was talking about how Tiffany need to be, dating. So she's like, Tiffany, you on a date? So Geneva with her whole hating ass, talking about, no, they're not. So Javon was like, well, we just got here. So, yeah. So, damn, Naomi was like, oh, I see. Child. So Tiffany was like, look, let's have some more coffee. Let's give baby girl some more coffee, you know. And Naomi was like, shit, I don't want none of no, I don't want no coffee. Where's the bar? Where's the bar? I'm like, girl, you need to be with Vaughn, cause you how in the fuck y'all think y'all gonna be at a church function, and there's liquor there? Ain't no liquor there, boo. You already had enough. You probably got some down in your bosoms. Uh-oh. They kept telling her it wasn't no bar. Javon was like, well, they do have wine. And they was like, no, 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 no. Wine, yes, that's why I know y'all got some fucking wine. I need some wine. Hell, I know that shit is cheap, but I need some wine. Rashida's like, no, 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 girl, no. Girl, no. So Geneva continues to try to make that girl drink some coffee. And she's like, why are you trying to manage me? I don't want no fucking coffee. And Tiffany's like, Naomi, drink the damn coffee. And you see how Javon is looking at Tiffany like, that's interesting. Why is he looking like that at her? Don't know. So that damn Naomi barely takes a sip of the damn coffee. It's not hot enough. That's to get that shit. I need Bridget. Bridget. So Bridget comes like, girl, what you want? What you want? So Naomi was like, girl, can you bring me the pot? Like the whole fucking pot. The pot? Yes, girl, the pot. I need a whole pot of coffee. It ain't hot enough. Bridget, make it really hot, bitch. No cream. Only one person at this table likes to mess up some good coffee. Yeah, poor, poor Rashida. She's grabbing like the bridge of her nose like this, bitch. I cannot believe this shit. He messed up some good coffee with some white trailer park. Okay, the coffee is there. Bridget finally brings the hot pot coffee, girl. So again, Pastor Jeff, Rashida, you need to get her ass out of here. Then Naomi's like, she don't need to do shit. So Rashida's like, girl, Naomi, girl, you are making this real hard for me tonight, all right? And I know you don't want to do that. I know you don't, sis. So she was like, look, I need for you to stop it now. So Naomi hears her. She was like, okay, damn. So Javon asked Naomi, are you a member of this church? And Franklin, with his old evil ass, started laughing. She. So Naomi asked Franklin, oh, y'all laughing at his question? Well, what the fuck you laughing at? He says, absolutely nothing. So she answers Javon's question and says, no, I am not a member of this church. And then Pastor Jeff, with his old smart ass, but we are surprised to see you at a church event. No, Naomi. Hell no, this is not my scene. This is her scene. She's talking about Rashida. So Bridget comes up and says, girl, it's good to see you here with some good church folks, some good Christian folks now. Calm the fuck down, sis. So Naomi's the only real one at this table, actually. She said, Bridget, go on with talking that old good Christian shit with me, girl. Christian folks be doing more evil than good, and that bitch ain't lying about that, honey. We see it in the news all the time. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Well, we're back to the auctioneer lady. She said, we have sold it for $50,000. $50,000. Everybody claps. Oh. He says, yes, it will. So good for the new building. Yeah. Next we have on the auction is this wonderful leather-bound Bible. It is 100 years old. Can y'all imagine how many prayers went up when somebody had their hands laid all over this Bible? Hallelujah. So he's at the table with his people. He's like, yeah, it's going to be really good, y'all. Really good prayers from that Bible. So go ahead and bid up. Naomi says, Pastor, speaking of prayers, ain't that your $300,000 car out in the front? I mean, is that a good idea, seeing how many people are in need, especially here at your church? Then Myron interrupts and is like, sir, and talking to Pastor, we really do need to get security to get her ass out of here. So Pastor Jeff tells Myron, like, look, let's see if she just keeps it up, all right? Honey, we should really bet on that Bible. This is what Wonder White Bread said. I'm sorry, Leslie, because I didn't know her name. Of course her name is Leslie. Leslie says to Franklin, honey, we should bet on that Bible. And damn, they all be leaning into Rashida like, look at them too, look at them, hey, it's leaning all in, talking to each other like, ugh. Honey, we should bid on that. Franklin says, okay, yeah, let's do that. My mother would love it. So that Bible starts at $55. I was like, shit, that thing better have feet and it better make me a millionaire, honey. After I rub it like the genie in the bottle from Aladdin, baby. Naomi's looking at her like, look at that. Look at that, the devil trying to buy a Bible. Ain't this some bull? Franklin looks at Leslie. He's like, well, maybe we should give it to her, talking about Naomi, because maybe, she probably needs it more than your mammy does. Because earlier Leslie said that she would love to give that Bible to her mother as a gift. Y'all is evil. Mm-mm-mm. So they both are looking at her laughing. Naomi, motherfucker. What's so funny? And Frank was like, well, I was saying to my wife that you should put a bid in, seeing as if you have enough of my money to do so. Ooh, he's an asshole. They really clearly don't like each other. If they should have just left. They should have left. They didn't have to come tonight because he knew that. I mean, even she came in there. Leslie came in there asking, was the dragon lady there? So they knew that she was going to be there because she's close to the pastor and his wife. So y'all shouldn't have showed up. Y'all came there wanting to start some shit. So Jeff kind of intervenes and like, look, come on, Franklin, don't do that shit. And Franklin was like, man, come on, Jeff. She has never given anything to anyone other than her fucking self. I give all the time. Yeah, right. To Gucci, to Prada. Yeah, you give. That's from Franklin. Anna Louie. I gave all your whores some charity. I mean, what's she trying to do? Trying to buy a horse? A stable? I mean, what the fuck she trying to buy? Tyler, baby, you better write this script. I can tell the difference between the conversations from the have and the have-nots to now, baby. Now, you may not ever hear my damn audio, honey, but I hope you do. From God's lips, from my lips to God's fingertips, that he wiggle them fingers around and my audios get it to your lap, baby. Because I want you to know, nigga, you writing. I know people be trying to trip about the fact that you produce, write, act, direct, all of that shit. But if you don't write another show, you writing the fuck out of this one. I didn't watch the other shows because I didn't have time. But I got time for this one, and you writing it. Yes, you is. Back to the show. She trying to save some wells with that money. She ain't buying no horse. Then Leslie speaks to Naomi. Thank you for your $2 donation. It went a long way. Oh, y'all, you see this? You see this shit? It made me want to get up across the table. They had to hold her ass down, baby, because she was finna go across that table and jump on Miss Wonder White Bread Leslie, honey. So Javon whispers over to Tiffany. He was like, look, there is definitely a lot of tension at this table. Tiffany was like, you have no idea. So Javon was like, excuse me, Naomi, is it? Is that you? Hallelujah. Might I tell you that you are a lovely woman? Oh, absolutely lovely. She said, oh, she doesn't start wiggling her fucking shoulders. He was like, nah, I don't want to be creepy, I am a bit of a photographer and I would love to shoot you. Here goes Naomi, well, photographer. Javon kind of fixes his shit. Well, I'm not a professional, I've been known to dabble a little bit here and there. Right, Geneva? No, he didn't say that. So William signs off on that. He said he takes some amazing pictures. And so Javon was like, thank you, my brother. So Javon looks at Tiffany. He's like, and you as well. Ooh, Miss Tiffany, it would be my absolute pleasure. Ooh. You know that Geneva is hot as fish grease on a Sunday afternoon after church. Ooh. Tiffany locked into Javon's eyes and said, thank you. So he goes back to Naomi now. So what do you say, Naomi? A woman as beautiful as you deserves to be photographed. So she just wiggled her shoulders again, stick her tongue out like she posing. Everybody just started laughing. So he was like, as a matter of fact, this is Javon. As a matter of fact, I can do it for all of you ladies. How about that? Ooh, he dirty. That damn Naomi talking about pointing at Leslie. She ain't in the phone. Fuck her ass. Javon was like, oh, no, 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 no. So Javon was like, okay, I got a question. How long have you been friends? Naomi was like, oh my God, as long as I could count. And he was like, well, see, now that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And he tells Naomi, and I appreciate you allowing me to be in your company. She just nods her head like, my pleasure, you fine ass nigga. I tell you, I wonder what's this ad lib. So Javon was like, let's look at my phone here. This is some of my latest and greatest pictures. So she couldn't reach for it. So she asked William and them to give her his phone. So she looked at the phone. Honey, she had the phone upside down. So she finally strips up the phone. She tells Rashida, girl, that's upside down. But I mean, yeah. He was like, but what about that lighting though? That's what Javon said. She was like, okay, I mean, it's really good. It's really good. So she passes him back his phone through William. So William gives it back the phone. So William whispers to Javon, thank you. And so that left eye get to squinting again. He tells William, I don't know what you're talking about. So he kindly puts the phone back in his jacket. That one eye, William, you can't tell me you've been looking at that nigga all these years. Well, at least you looking at him and you can't tell that your baby girl and him got that same tight left ass eye. So Tiffany tells Javon, like, I know what you're doing. He was like, look, I'll try it. She said, okay, well, yes, I would love you to photograph me. Okay, Tiff. Ooh, Geneva and William just looking. And like Geneva's like, because I mean, like Tiffany put an emphasis on like, yes, I would like for you to photograph me. It's like, ooh, they don't like that. I mean, Geneva doesn't. William is intrigued. So the auctioneer lady says, we have this. I need for y'all to stop what the fuck y'all doing because I need for y'all to pay attention to this next painting. It is by the wonderful artist. Her name is Willette. Naomi was like, what? Wait a minute. So while Naomi's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, Franklin goes up like, wait a minute, Miss Lady Auctioneer, I want to tell you a little bit about this painting. He was like, oh my God, oh no, oh no, 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 no. So the auctioneer lady was like, oh, well, let's welcome Mr. Franklin Price to the stage, everybody. Everybody, I'm like, boo. He's like, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to see some of you. And she looking like Naomi, like, that's a mother. Well, I mean, I wanted to tell a little bit of story about this painting. I recently reclaimed it in my divorce settlement. And I am thrilled to see it in such excellent condition because my ex-wife, oh man, it's exhausting just thinking about her. She is a monster. What? Franklin, why would you do that? Why you just couldn't sit down at the table with your Wonder White bread girl, white wife, and just eat and leave? Why do you have to get up there and embarrass her like that? Yeah, he's evil. He's really evil. He goes on and talks about how she tried to destroy everything of his when they initially separated. Oh, excuse me. He says, when I left her. That mother. He also claims it was the most toxic situation that he had ever been a part of his entire damn life. Well, other than being married to her, of course. And then people are like clutching their pearls. Girl, y'all keep her down. Please hold on to her. She gonna let that fire come out one way or another. So he goes on to talk, tells Leslie to stand her ass up. Come on, baby, stand up. My new wife, everybody, she is not toxic at all. Her love and happiness, he goes on and on. So Rashida reaches in to Jeff and says, look, we cannot let him do this shit. You need to stop him. What do you want me to do, huh? What do you want me to do? So we get back to hearing old Franklin's mean ass talking about that the painting, honey, the painting was actually done by his ex-wife, drug addicted brother. Oh my God. Wow. So he said he never liked the painting. He said, well, the brother died of a drug overdose, heroin overdose. After he died, of course, when a person dies, the value goes up. It goes crazy. So that's what happened to this collection. Man, Franklin, you was a mean old mother. He's like, yeah, it just skyrocketed through the roof. Now, it was worthless when that nigga was alive. Worth $1.2 million as a dead man. Ooh. So, everybody's looking around. Even Leslie, she looks a little uncomfortable about him doing all of that. When somebody chooses to do that, they still have feelings for that person. They really do. I'm sorry. He might act like he loved Leslie because she's all white, and does everything he wants, but nah, you want to piss her off. You like to get a rise out of her, honey, and out of Naomi. And they holding her down, baby. So he wants to begin with the bidding. And if you want it, you better bid well. He's looking at Naomi. I mean, because as you all know, I'm sure that my ex-wife, baby, she was very, very close with her brother. Damn. So he says, like, that he had a place in his wife's tiny little heart, like the brother did. So this motherfucker wants to start the bid off for this wonderful piece of art at just damn $5. God, I can't cuss him out enough. I'm just gonna keep pushing play, y'all. So the auctioneer lady was going up. So people was like 10, it was 20. So Franklin stops the auctioneer lady, said, no, 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 keep that shit at 10. She was like, all right, well, $10, $10. And Tiffany, my girl Tiff, honey, she waved her paddle number 8 and said $5,000 fucking dollars. The auctioneer was like, look at that. $5,000. Yes, 5,000. Auctioneer was like, $10,000 bid. Anybody want $10,000 bid? 20,000, Tiffany says. Oh, $20,000. We got $20,000. $20,000. So as the auctioneer lady was trying to see if anybody wants to buy for 20, Franklin with his old stupid ass talking about, well, you know what? Since this is such a worthy cause, I will take the painting, as he looks at Tiffany, for $5 million. Yeah. Your ass is out of foul meal, brother. That should help the church, shouldn't it, Pastor? Jeff with his greedy ass clinking his hands together, clapping it. Oh, yes, it sure will. Rashida was like, Jeff. He said, well, it will. And then he's talking about, well, since it means so much, I'm sure that somebody in this room will be willing to pay $37 million for it. We all know what the $37 million is. Half of his money in their divorce. That's every dime that Naomi has from him. Oh, my gut is hurting now. Shit. He has a nerve to put his business up there. Yes, that's what my ex-wife did get in from our divorce settlement. You're stupid because you up there telling all your business at a church event, my nigga. You are the most embarrassing one. Who does that? Why in the world would you tell all your fucking business? The auctioneer lady, well, we've sold the painting for $5 million to Mr. Franklin Price. Ugh. Then he comes back to the table and tells Leslie, it's a piece of trash, baby. I suppose we can hang it in the garage. Oh my God. Oh, okay, well. Let me stop laughing. So Naomi said she ready to go. Everybody's like, okay, sis, let's go. Everybody crowd around her, all the sisters all around it. Let's go, girl. I got this. Leave me alone. I got this. So Tiffany was like, let's go. Everybody, let's go. So Naomi's looking across the table at Franklin and Leslie talking. So Leslie has her back turned, just talking to her man, because you remember they had to turn their chairs around at the stage. That damn crazy Naomi. Ooh, y'all remember the pot of coffee, baby? That bitch picked up that pot of coffee, honey, and threw it at Leslie and Franklin and burned the fuck out of Leslie's back because she had a strapless gown. It burned the shit out of Lindsay. Okay, I'm saying Leslie, y'all. It's the words on the screen, honey. It's not me. They said Leslie. They spelled her name Lesley. They did, but it's actually Lindsay. So Lindsay, I was like, I don't remember saying Leslie yesterday. Anyway, y'all forgive me. It's Lindsay. Lindsay just screams out a big, oh my God. Child, when I tell you that bitch is screaming. Y'all hear her? Yeah, that's how it's all that damn screaming. She on the rug. So Franklin was like, y'all need to go ahead and arrest her. Arrest her. Jesus. So apparently some of the coffee got on Pastor Jeff. And so Myron is sitting next to him like, you need to get to the hospital. I'm fine. Myron, I'm fine. You sure, sir? I'm fine. He's like right by him. And so Rashida was like, I'm the one that's supposed to be sitting beside him being concerned. Why the fuck are you there? I don't know about this Myron. So Myron all over Pastor, you need to go to the hospital. No, I'm fine. I'm not as bad as Lindsay is. I'm going to go to the hospital, check up on her ass. So Rashida's like, okay, well, I'm going to check on Naomi. So he was like, you going to do what? Go crazy ass Pastor Jeff. You going to do what? She said, I need to check on my sis. Did you see what she just did? So he let his skirt is showing, his slip is showing in front of her friends, right? She was like, look, that's my friend. I'm gonna check up on her. He's like, I can't understand. Wait a minute. This man just gave us millions of dollars, and you are gonna go check up on your friend instead of going to the hospital with me to check up on his wife to see how she's doing. You're wrong. Definitely because your friend just hurt her. What kind of bullshit is that? Geneva steps in. She's like, look, guys, don't y'all fuss about this in front of everybody, okay? Look, she tells Rashida, look, I'll go down to the precinct with her just to make sure she all right. Her ass will probably be there all night long. It'll probably be by tomorrow before she's able to see any type of judge. So Rashida was like, look, I'll just call Judge Davis. He's a member of the church. Jeff's crazy ass is like, no, Rashida, no, we ain't doing that shit. Ooh, Rashida gave him that mama. Jefferson! Like he was like 10 years old. Look at William. William's like, nigga, she said she called your name, boy. So, Javon, honey, tells Geneva that he's going to go with her. She's like, look, I'm good. He said, look, I know a few judges here. Just let me make some phone calls, please. And she's like, look, nigga, I know people too, honey. I'm good. And you can see Tiffany, who's standing right beside Javon. She's like, I ain't never seen this bitch act like this. There's something going on between you and Javon, baby. I ain't done. So William was like, well, look, you go on home. Go ahead. I'll get home. I got to get home anyway to relieve Sarah of Anika. Go get ahead. I'll get a ride home. That's what William said. William's so nice. So William asked Javon, can you take Geneva? He said, absolutely. William's like, thank you, bro. Thank you. So Tiffany was like, look, I'm going with y'all. So Javon was like, okay, that's cool. So Bridget tells William, like, okay, I'll take you home. Don't even worry about a ride home, bro. I got you. So I'm just loving how everybody's pulling together. Even though Rashida and Jeff are acting like assholes in front of everybody. Yes, they are. They both are. Everybody's pulling together to make sure they get, baby girl Naomi what she needs. And also, showing concern for everybody else. So I'm loving that so much. So we finally see Myron's wife. And he looks at her and says, honey, I'm going to drive the pastor home. And so they show a close-up of Rashida's face like, this motherfucker. Pastor's like, okay, I'm cool. I'm fine. Myron is so determined to drive his boyfriend home, honey. So we have a short little conversation between William and Bridget. I guess they the gossiping twins. So they was just talking about, man, what a night. So William was like, man, I knew it was going to be bad for Naomi. But damn, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Damn. So they just talked about honey. She was like, honey, girl, you don't even understand. He was like, and he was wrong for that. That's what William says. And Bridget was like, and that nigga know how much that child love her bro. Her dad, bro. So they talking. Bridget was like, wait a minute, nigga. Don't you know Franklin? Don't you know him? And then William's like, well, I do, right? How can I say it? He's a hard person to get to know. And Bridget was like, He said, I'll say that. Yeah, I understand. So Bridget was like, I don't really know him like that, but that nigga doing something like that was foul. So William was like, yeah. It sounded like he was trying to torture her or something. He was like, right. I'm glad you see it now because all of us were seeing that shit. So Bridget kind of blames herself for giving that damn coffee pot. So William kind of reassures her like, girl, don't blame yourself, girl. Just let it go. So she was like, yeah, classic William. You're always so positive. He said, well, what other way else to be? Like Naomi? She was like, you see where her ass is? Clink, clink. So Bridget says, you know what? I want to tell you something. He's like, what? I love how you love my friend. He was like, oh, that's my soulmate. That's my boo. We're talking about Geneva, of course. So he was like, nah. She's like, you so blessed to have each other. He said, nah, I'm the blessed one. She's God sent. And so Bridget was like, man, y'all going to Italy? What? Yeah, we going to Italy, boo. We going to Italy. So she was like, oh my God, take me with you, please. Take me away from all this bullshit drama. He was like, why do I have a feeling what you're talking about ain't got nothing to do with what happened tonight? We know what it is, honey. That old lazy ass Vaughn. So he was like, She was like, William, he was like, I saw your friend. She was like, William, what the fuck am I doing? William was like, I see what the fuck you doing. You know what you fucking doing. She was like, look, I know. I mean, he's so immature. He's young. I mean, look, I know I look young and everything. I'm just too old for all this shit. Auntie just can't keep up. So William was like, girl, you can't keep up? Yeah, right. He said, well, listen, if things don't work out between Javon and Tiffany, won't you give him a try? I'm like, why is William just passing Javon around like he's a peace pipe or something? Like he's just some piece of like an item or something like that. It's like I don't get why William feels like he just has to hook up his friend. So Bridget was like, "What the fuck you talking about working out, nigga? They just met tonight." He was like, "But did you see them sitting together?" So he passed himself on the back, talking about he orchestrated the whole thing. They had chemistry. He's a good man. She's a good woman. Boom, boom, bow. But then things don't work out. Bridget was like, well, maybe I could give him a little try if things don't work out. Bridget, girl. So he was like, if things don't work out with you and your little friend, she's like, nigga, you got jokes. He's like, yeah, I got jokes. But look, listen, if things don't work out for you and him, you just keep living. You just keep trusting. You just keep trying. Don't give up, sis. You got to keep praying. She's like, classic William. He's like, yeah, classic William. All of that, honey, I feel like there's a devil waiting to take off that suit and that smile and cuss out everybody. Because I just don't trust that William is that positive and that all that together. Is something going on with William that I just don't trust. It's my gut. I got two guts, right? And one of them, the one at the bottom that's hanging like an apron, that one is telling me that something ain't right with William. So we're in the other car with Javon, Geneva, and Tiffany. Tiffany's in the back seat. Geneva's in the passenger seat. And of course, Mr. Javon is driving. So he's on the phone with somebody. I guess he calling in them favors with them judges that he was talking about earlier with his fines. So whoever he talked about, he said his friend was going to talk to the magistrate and try to get her released on her own recognizance. Go ahead, Javon. So Tiffany was like, well, that's good. And Javon was like, wait a minute, heifer, not so fast. That's y'all's friend. So they're doing me a big favor. Y'all sure that heifer gonna show up when she need to show up? And so Tiffany was like, yeah, she will. So Javon was like, all right now, all right. If not, it's my neck that's on the line. It's just him and Tiffany doing all the talking. Geneva ain't saying shit. Whenever he's around, she gets like quiet as a mouse. So Tiffany was like, I make sure that she does. He said, all right now. So he looks at Geneva and says, you all right over there? And of course, what she always tells him, her three favorite words, yeah, I'm fine. Tiffany was like, girl, you've been quiet. So Geneva was like, well, shit, it's been quite the night. Tiffany was like, well, girl, honey, you can say that shit again. So Tiffany was like, Javon, yes, I want to thank you again for what you did at the table. And of course, he said, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Tiffany's like, oh, come on. That was some smooth moves, bro. He was like, look, I was just trying to help. Well, bringing up your photography was so very brilliant. That's so Tiffany. Well, I have been told that I'm a pretty good lawyer. And then Tiffany was like, well, I can tell. I'm not a pretty bad photographer either. I'm like, what? Maybe her and Geneva should have switched seats because they talking way more than damn Geneva saying anything. Geneva, go to the back seat and put Tiffany in the passenger side, girl. So she was like, Tiffany's like, girl, those are your pictures on the phone? He was like, oh, look, I'm offended. Yes, those were mine. She's like, oh, you were quite the Renaissance man. He's like, look, now, I have taken some really good pictures in my day of Miss Gigi over there. Ain't that right, JJ? Tiffany was like telling to Geneva, you never told me that. He go egging it on. I'm offended again. Look at that. You ain't want to show him to nobody. She's like, no, that's not it. Tiffany was like, well, damn, sis, I want to see him. Geneva claims that she can't find them. They somewhere. It's been so long ago, girl, I don't even know where the fuck they are. Then William, no, not William, Javon was like, oh, they're so bad you don't even want to show them to nobody. Oh, my feelings is hurt. Maybe they weren't all that good. I'm like, I don't think so. Tiffany was like, well, they were good, right, sis? I mean, don't you think they were good? Geneva was like, yeah, I do. So Tiffany was like, well, I want to see the pictures. And so Geneva was like, okay, can we please stop with all the damn small talk, girl? Did y'all just see what Naomi did tonight? Damn. So Tiffany's like, I mean, damn, yeah, I'm sorry. Geneva's still serious. I mean, we're talking about y'all trying to be all jokey tonight. We're talking about potential jail time here. Y'all okay? Let's get serious. Tiffany was like, well, sis, I was just trying to help you take your mind off of it. Geneva says, well, look, girl, I don't need nothing taken off my fucking mind, all right? Geneva with her nasty self to me. I don't need distractions. I just like to deal with things head on. Girl, you better go ahead and chill. Stop acting jealous. And then the rest of that ride, honey, gets real quiet. So now we in the third car with Pastor Jeff and Rashida. So Rashida's not saying anything. She's looking out the window and she's crying. This nigga talking about, are you crying? Are you? I told you to get her ass out of there, Rashida. Rashida was like, her mind was somewhere else. She was like, what you say? What? This asshole has the nerve to like, oh, you know what? I'm okay, by the way. I mean, since you asked. Why is he always wanting people to cater to him? You could have left Myron there. Myron is always at your feet, baby. He's like, your ass was just standing there. I mean, duh, I got burned too. She says, look, it seemed like you had someone else watching over your ass. He said, it wasn't my wife. She said, you sure, nigga? He said, what the fuck you talking about? She said, see the way he looks at you. Ooh, girl. Rashida, look, I'm not going there with you tonight, all right? I mean, you think every fucking man and woman in that church is after me. Shit, Rashida's like, I don't know about him now. And so he was like, Rashida, that nigga was there with his wife. She was like, you mean the wife that nigga barely paid any attention to? He gets offended. You know what, Rashida? You know what? I'm not going to make this all about Myron now. Because guess what? Myron don't matter, all right? His ass wasn't the one who threw hot coffee, on that poor girl. So, Rashida's like, poor girl? Wait a minute, poor girl? He said, wait a minute, are you judging her? She was like, nigga, she had an affair with him and got pregnant. And now they both are taunting that shit in front of her. Ooh. So Franklin got this, not only was she another woman, but she was a white woman. Then she got pregnant, and then they want to put that shit all in her face. How dirty. So Rashid was like, yes, motherfucker, yes, I am judging her actions because they are awful. And now I got to take my ass to the hospital with your ass and pretend like I give a fuck. He was like, well, isn't that what a good first lady and a pastor is supposed to do? I mean, like, care. Well, since you care so much, pastor, I mean, how about you pray for me, your wife, since you got it all together? He talking about, I always do. I mean, what you mean you always do? You always got it together or you always praying? You need to clarify that, Pastor Jeff. So she was like, yeah, you sure do, honey. You always do. Everything else, everybody else, meanwhile, your whole fucking family is falling apart. I mean, when was the last time you talked to your son, Laz, about his grade slipping, huh? When? He looks at her and was like, weren't you supposed to do that? She's like, it would be better if it came from his pappy. She says, something's got to be done, Jeff. I mean, this boy is acting out of control. He's acting out. He's being disrespectful. And now his ass is running around with some potheads. If you don't say something, this is going to... He says, okay, got it. I'll take care of it. Anything else on my husband list? Really? Oh, he's so self-righteous. Ooh, she said, yes, nigga. How about you try sleeping with your wife more than once every few months? So y'all probably kick it, what, 3 times a year? Maybe 4? Child. So how's he getting a release? Sis, how you getting your release? Because y'all are married. You supposed to, the bed is undefiled. You got to release it somehow. So, he's getting a release from somebody. Because men are very highly sexual creatures. So, a few times. I thought she was going to say a few times a month. No, she said more than once every few months. God dog it. Yeah, why we even married, baby? Why we even together, honey? I'm useless and so is you. Got it. Noted. Anything else? She said, see, your ass think this shit is so funny. Oh, no, Rashida. No, I don't think it's funny. I actually think this shit is very sad. And so Rashida's like, well, so do I. And he goes on about how sad he thinks it is. It's sad because I don't know what to do to please you. She just told your ass. She was like, are you kidding me, nigga? He was like, look, I do everything I can to make you happy and you're never happy. She was like, you are the one who's constantly criticizing me. Don't try to turn this shit around on me. Like she said the other day, she was like saying, you always try to turn everything on me. Every time we have a discussion about you, you always somehow find a way to flip that shit on me. See, he agreed. He said, that's what you always do. You always say that I'm turning shit around on you. She was like, you are. And I agree with you, Rashida. He is. He tell her, no, I don't. She said, yes, you do. That's exactly what you do, nigga. You undermine me. You ignore me. You overlook me. You don't give me no respect. The respect that I deserve as a wife. She said, I'm so damn sick of it. He said, oh, okay, go on then. Make a list. She said, oh, believe you me, nigga, I have. He said, I had one too. She said, nigga, we on mine now. He said, okay, go ahead, keep going. Y'all, they're doing really good in this scene. It's running a little long, so I'm hoping that it go ahead and calm the fuck down. We had 3 car scenes now. Theirs is really intense though. All the car scenes are good, but it's running a little long, so hopefully it's about to calm down so we can get to this hospital. Yeah, they're going to the hospital. The other people are going to the police station to check on damn Naomi, honey. So Rashida reminds him, nigga, I asked you several times, was Franklin gonna be there? And you never told me shit. You didn't say nothing. He says he came at the last minute. She said, well, at the last minute should have been the moment that you told me. Okay, so now he's being patronizing. He's like, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're absolutely damn right. Okay. What else? She's like, see, I told y'all my ass need to be a writer for these fucking shows, because she says Naomi is my friend, and her next line was, don't patronize me. Didn't I just say that? He's been so damn patronizing, just dismissive, like, whatever. What else, huh? What else you want me to change or add to your list, huh? He says, see, there we go with this shit again. Look, I told you not to invite Naomi's ass. She said, look, Naomi is my friend. She says Naomi, but I can't say Nye. I said Nay. She says Naomi is my friend. He says, yeah, she needs for professional help. And Rashida was like, I know that shit. She threw coffee everywhere. I know that too, honey. I was there, and he says she's more of a problem with us than anything. No, y'all, you're the problem, not Naomi. For some reason you just continue to keep her around. I mean, she's rude, she's loud, she's obnoxious, she's low down, she's ratchet, Rashida. She's like, that's a real nice talk from a pastor. He's like, she hates God, honey, and the church, and you know that. She was like, Jeff, honey, you know everything that woman's been through. The nigga said, yeah, I do. And it makes me wonder about your ass. She looked at him in that car seat like she wanted to slap him in the face. Rashida was like, what the fuck you trying to say? He said, I'm saying, Rashida, you can't save her ass. So she was like, well, your ass is sure ain't trying to help me save her. He was like, you know what? I can't believe we sitting here having a conversation and an argument about your ratchet ass friend. He told me, look, she ain't working. She ain't worth it. She was like, Jefferson. He said, look, I don't like her ass, okay? Now, yeah, I feel like he cussing. If he messing around with a dude, then he cussing too. He might cuss one day, one of these episodes. But I didn't know that Devon. I knew Devon was a producer of a lot of shows, and of course he's a minister. But I didn't know he was a good actor. I really didn't know this. Of course I know about Megan and what he went through with her, and I think he's remarried. Y'all gonna tell me if he is or ain't. But of course I love LaToya. But they have so much good chemistry going back and forth. I would have loved to see in a time when they were loving, but of course, when we picking up, ain't no loving bones in their body towards each other at all. But their chemistry and their banter back and forth is really, 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 really good. Shit, we find out that Naomi is the reason why they almost didn't make it down the damn aisle. Yeah, that's deep now. That's real deep. He said, but for some damn reason, your ass still want to be friends with her. Cut her out your life. Now, Jeff, what if she tell you the same thing about Myron? Cut him out your life. Then what you gonna do, nigga? She said, you will not tell me who I can and can't be friends with, mother. And he says, and you can't tell me who I can and can't invite to my damn banquet. So Rashida was like, you know what? This ain't getting nowhere. He was like, you know what? Your ass is definitely right about more than one thing. So she said, say what you really feel, Jefferson. He said, you know what? I really feel it's about our marriage, this ain't what marriage is supposed to be or feel like. She said, well, fucking fix it. He was like, well, if that to happen, I can't do this shit by myself. She says, well, showing up will be a damn good start. He says, all right. So in the next scene, we are at Geneva's house with, I think that's Sarah, Susan, whoever the nanny lady is with little Akira. So it's actually William. He came home. Of course, he dropped off Bridget. Yeah, Bridget. No, Bridget dropped him off. So he's at the house. So He tells Sarah she can leave, she can go on, baby girl is upstairs asleep. He wants to walk her to her car. Like I said, he has this extra charm that's very, very suspicious to me. He's just too happy, too positive. I see all through that bullshit. Child, he calls Geneva. So they're at the jail. Remember, they went to go check on Naomi at the jail. So you could see Javon and Tiffany just giggling, baby, in the background. And Geneva is just so sour, honey. She got it in her face. Her energy is just so sour. But they having a good time, honey. They just giggling and just leaning forward and back like everything is so funny. Yeah, God, y'all, go ahead and have a good time. So she answers the phone and he's, calling to check up on her. William calls his wife. That's what he's supposed to do. Lord, I call that baby Akira. Anika. Anika is asleep. I'm going to remember her, y'all. Just give me about a good week. I'll remember her. She says, "Is Anika asleep?" And he says, "Yeah, she's asleep." And she's like, "Good, good." So he wants to know how long will it be until she gets home. So while she's on the phone with William, she's over there looking at Javon and Tiffany having a good time. So she tells him that Javon made a phone call to one of his colleagues, to pull some strings for Naomi. So they're just going to wait and see. So he's like, William was like, "Okay, good. So I'll just go ahead and sit up and wait for you till you get home." So of course, she says, "No, you don't have to." He was like, "Are you kidding me?" She was like, "Look, this might last well into the morning." He was like, "Well, don't worry about it. I'll just get somebody to take my classes." I really love her birds on her wrist. Tattoo. Looks like it was a baby bird and it grew to like a medium and then a grown bird. Okay, I like that. Geneva, the tattoo is cute. So she just told him, "Just take your ass to bed." He was like, "All right, all right." Is Tiffany there? So you just see her just smiling again with Javon. She's like, "Yeah, she is." So William was like, "Well, are they get along?" She's like, "Look, do you think that's really something that I really want to talk about right now, William?" So he was like, all right, baby, I understand. I love you." She hesitated to "I love you too." So he wants to talk about. He say, "Look, baby, before you hang up, baby, seeing you all dolled up tonight, honey. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when you went to prom and how nervous you were. You remember that, baby? I do." So he just talking and talking. She's like, "Sorry, I gotta go," because she's busy looking at Javon and, girl, your energy is ugh. So he was like, "Okay, all right, I see you when you get home." She's like, "All right." And so she was like, "All right, talk to you later." He was like, "I love you." She hung up on him right in the midst of him saying, "I love you." Now, my boo, you better not hang up that phone without telling him that you love him. This is not no bragging, y'all. But that man of mine, child, please, you best to tell him that you love him, or you gonna get a damn text message like, "Honey, I told you I love you." So she comes back and sits down, and they just doing their hand like, Beyonce, "Single lady." So they start laughing. So Geneva sits down and has her back turned toward them, and he looking at her, giving her the side eye. He is a sneaky, ooh, Javon. Now, we know that William, was talking about some lady at the school is fine. Why we haven't ran into them yet? Because he hung up the phone. I thought he was going to call the fine lady, but I forgot that she's married. So, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for him to call her this late at night. But, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. That's kind of weird. So, it looks like we're at down Bridget's house. And this nigga on the couch, Vaughn, is playing a video game. That's what it looks like. Let me push play and make sure. I was right. So she gets in the house and he's like, "Hey, baby." She like, "Hey." Well, he's like, "You ain't bring me no plate?" He was like, "I seen what happened too." She's like, "How, nigga?" He said it was online. I guess people had their phones out recording that shit. She was like, "What?" He was like, "Yup, somebody from y'all church posted that shit." Shit, they calling old girl, your friend, your sis, your ride or die, they calling her a hero. Okay. And she was like, "Wait, what? Why?" He said, "Because she went after that white girl who stole her old man." And so Bridget was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Mm-hmm. Yeah, read the comments." She was like, "I don't want to read that shit." He was like, "Look, babe," he stopped playing his game. He said, "I want to apologize about today." She said, "Look, she taking off her shoes. Honey, it ain't nothing to apologize for." He was like, "I really didn't know for real, but I get it. I get it, boo." She says, "What exactly do you give on?" "But baby, you made that an issue, not me." "Look, I ain't trying to make nothing no issue." "Me neither. So I'm not going to be hanging around your friends until you figure out how you really feel about us." I mean, okay, Javon, that's a real man answer. Okay, with your wife beater on, black. I like a black wife beater on a man. But okay, that was very mature. Okay, I think she might like that. Let me push play and see how Bridget's gonna react to his sentence. She kind of softened up a little bit. She's like, I know what I feel about you. He talking about, no, you don't. But I know how I feel about you, and I really do love you. So he's like, I really do love you. So she's like, I love you too. So he goes and gets some flowers, and he just kissing all over her. He said, not like I love you. She's like, fine, fine. He tells her, look, I know you had a long day, so I want you to go upstairs, slip in something nice. I got some plans for that ass tonight. And look, I bought these for you. Them shits look just as plastic. He talking about, he sniffed them. He talking about, I bought these for you. Smell them. She was like, ain't nothing to smell. They ain't real. So she beats the damn flowers on her leg. He was like, look, baby, they ain't gonna die, baby. Like I love. She was like, well, okay, all right, thank you. I guess it's the thought that counts, I guess, huh? Then she looked at the flowers. She's like, wait a minute, nigga, did you take these from my bathroom upstairs? He said, look, don't worry about all that. All right, just go upstairs. I'm gonna be up there in a minute, and I'm gonna let you run me some bath water. What the fuck? So you can show me how much you love me. Wait a minute, Vaughn. That's not how this supposed to go. You was doing good for a little bit, baby. Because I just showed you by giving her some plastic flowers that came from out of her damn bathroom. Nigga, please. She tells Vaughn, here, nigga, just take your flowers back. I don't need it. So anyway, we're at the hospital, and Myron is there. And Jeff tells him, like, hey, you beat us here. Of course he did. He wanted to make sure his boo was doing good. And I'm not talking about the white woman. I'm talking about Jeff. Myron was like, I told you should have let me drive. And then Pastor was like, well, I told you I'm fine. So we see Frank come out of the room. He's like, I appreciate you guys coming. That damn Naomi is in some trouble. So we find out that Lindsay has 3rd-degree burns all over her back. So Pastor's like, man, I'm sorry, Franklin. He says, that fucking bitch. Yeah, I said that shit. Naomi has dragged me through hell and back and has tried to destroy me and mine along the way. So Rashida was like, well, the two of you playing those games ain't helping, honey. He says, this is not a game, Rashida. Well, what do you call tonight? You know how important that painting is to her. He says, well, she should have thought about that shit before she tried to turn my son against me. So Jeff tries to intervene and let me get the, let's go ahead and up. Franklin was like, wait a minute, hold on. He's still talking to Rashida. He act like he don't even hear damn Jeff is standing there. He tells Rashida, let's get this one thing straight. So you're telling me that you believe her actions were justified this evening. Jeff intervenes and says, no, that's not what she's saying. That's not what she's saying, bro. And he says, then what the fuck are you saying, Rashida? Because again, Jefferson is talking to Rashida. So he had to call her out by name because he talking to her. He ain't talking to you, Jeff. She says, absolutely not. I don't agree with her doing that shit. Truly, I don't like any of this. Well, you need to tell that, what? You need to tell your friend to stop. Rashida's like, I have, nigga. And now I'm telling you to stop. Oh, Jefferson, get your... She was like, wait a minute, nigga, what? But what? Hey, what you finna call me? You ain't calling me no bitch. She said, what you finna say? He talking about, babe, calm down. He said, look, we in public. You're the first lady. She said, I don't give a damn. He was like, come on now. Get it together. Myron, take the first lady home. She's like, nigga, I ain't going nowhere. We came here together and we are leaving together. Period. So Jeff says, Franklin, can I pray for your wife? And so Franklin points at Rashida like her ass ain't welcome. So as he leaves, he tells Myron to watch the first lady. She was like, wait a minute, watch? She said, wait a minute, so I'm a child now? Myron was like, I'm sorry about all of this, ma'am. She said, yeah, nigga, I bet you are. So she sits down, crosses her legs, honey, her arms, and put her fur on her lap and her purse. Yikes, we come into Lindsay's hospital room. I swear it looks like the map of Africa is on her back. Ooh, during the hot season. Jeez. So they come in the room and they, Jeff prays for Lindsay. She's on her stomach. She's laying on her stomach. She's knocked out cold. I'm sure they got her under some type of sedative or something. God dog it, Naomi. Jeez Louise, girl. You wasn't playing, huh? Whew, I ain't gonna piss her off. Yeah, I was right. Franklin tells Jeff, like, yeah, she's out of it, man. They got her ass on a lot of pain medicine. Yeah, they should, baby. See, we found out that Lindsay's ass didn't even want to come. She only came to make him happy. See, he shouldn't have came too, because he knew that Naomi was gonna be there. So it's really your fault. You just had to show the fuck up and had to make a whole scene. It was about that painting. That's the only reason why your ass came. It was about the painting. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, so Franklin tells Jeff, like, look, man, you've been friends for a long time, bro, and you know, uh, I've been trying to, support you about this whole church thing. Yeah, yeah, man, I know. But I got a real fucking problem with the choices that your wife has made. Definitely when it comes to her friends and shit. So for that reason, I ain't giving you no damn money. So Jefferson's like, I understand. He was like, man, she just got to make better choices. This is Franklin. She got to make damn better choices, man. I mean, like, if she decides to, cut herself off from Naomi, maybe I'll reconsider that offer. So now you making me choose. You know she ain't gonna choose. She don't give a fuck about that church. He goes on and on, I don't even understand. She's the devil. I mean, but you poked the bear, asshole. You poked the bear. You up there talking about her dead brother. You poked that bear. And Jefferson knows that Franklin was poking that bear. And now he's trying to question why is him and Rashida even associated with someone like Naomi. Oh. So, shit, Jefferson was like, man, I ain't got no argument about that one with you. So Franklin was like, look, that's unfortunate to know because I thought you might tell me something, man, and you ain't. All Jefferson got for him is just an apology. Look, like, fuck your apology. Look at my wife's back. So he said, well, I appreciate you coming, Jeff. I'm going to sit here until I get further notice from Lindsay. He was like, man, I will stay. Jeff said, I will stay. No, no, no. Franklin says, no. You go and take care of that. Wait a minute. He calls her a that. He said, I'm just going to get some rest, man. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. This is what Franklin said. Yeah, you should be. Man, so he reached to give Franklin like a high five on that right hand because that's the same right hand that he held up to block the coffee because I got a still shot of that shit. And he got burned. He never checked it. Myron kept asking him, sir, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. He probably got a third degree too because he cut the brunt of it. So Franklin tells his ass, look, man, you need to have somebody take a look at it. Look, man, I'll be fine, all right? I'll call you in the morning. Ooh, hopefully he don't get his arm cut off. And both Myron and Rashida gonna be in that hospital room crying. Well, not Rashida, but Myron's ass will. They back in that damn car arguing again. Jeff was like, that was so rude. She said, yes, he was rude. Man, her wife is in the hospital, Rashida. She said, I was there. I saw that shit. And you refusing to let Myron take you home. She said, as I said, I came with you and I'm leaving with you. Thanks to you, he says, he ain't giving us the money. So Rashida was like, he never was. He was like, what? He came here tonight to do exactly what the fuck he did, was to get there and piss Naomi off, make her angry, taunt her, poke the bear. That's exactly what the fuck he did. So Jeff really believes that he was going to give them the money for the church. And so she was like, I don't believe his ass, nigga. You always believe shit like that all the time. She was like, look, when has that nigga ever given us anything? He came here tonight to do exactly what the fuck he did, which was to make her angry, and she did. He's like, okay, cool. Okay, you just see it your way. She said, I'm going to see that shit the right way. So we find out that they are short on the down payment for the new building. So she was like, look, God has taken care of us thus far, honey. So he was like, well, we had it. Well, she's like, you nigga, no, don't be trying to blame this shit on me. Then they had a little quiet. He's like, she's your friend. She said, look, you let that nigga call me out of my name and you stood there and you did not do a damn thing. So, honey, they pull up at the house. Normally, he opens the car for her. But he got out the car and went straight to the house because she pulled her seatbelt off and was waiting for him. Yeah, he didn't open no door for her. She's sitting there, honey, talking to herself and to us. She said, that nigga really didn't open the door for me. So we hear the front door open to their house, and he shuts it too. She said he really didn't open the door for me. So she just sat right there in the passenger seat. You know, when you have a door open, the light comes on and then it goes off when you don't have any movement. And that was great, Tyler, how you ended that, how the light faded in the car, you know, because normally when they don't feel no movement, that light will go right on, you know, by itself. Deep now, deep, 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 deep. Okay, and that was the end of episode number 4 of Divorce Sisters, Tyler Perry's Divorce Sisters on BET Plus. That was good. I caught up. So, yeah, I caught up. So, yeah, I'm going to have to, I don't know what days it come on. I'm going to have to look it up and see. I'm sure they probably was taking a vacation break too, because I think they just started on June the 9th. So, just a couple, episodes. I'm good. I caught up. Yay, I caught up. So, wow, this is a good show. I cannot wait to see how it progresses as these episodes go along, honey. I do hope that they get a renewal. I don't know if they're going to ever be on regular BET because they do some cussing, honey. The kind of cussing I like. I mean, it ain't, it's sprinkled through there. It ain't heavy like how the way I do it over here. But it's enough on there. Fuck you, bitch. It's all of that. So I love it. And we saw Bolo, honey, riding and diving in, and so yeah, it was a good show. Good for you, Tyler. I knew that something had changed for him when he did Beauty in Black, because when I did Beauty in Black last year, it was a bunch of cussing. Debbie Morgan was cussing. Everybody was cussing. I said, okay, I like this. But this is more my speed, because again, you have the balance of both, worlds, like I said earlier. So anyway, thank y'all so much for listening and talking and letting Auntie know about a little bit. Like you said, y'all was like, I really like that show. I was like, they keep talking about it. Let me go ahead and take a look and see what this is all about. And I'm so glad I did. Oh, I hope I can keep up with this shit. I'm gonna do my best because thank God it's only once a week compared to Beyond the Gates. That shit is what every day. So, and I got Paramount Plus, so I can always go back and look at it. Got BET Plus, I can always look at it. So it helps. But when I start rehearsals at the end of this month, I think I'll be okay. We'll be good. But anyway, I'll keep y'all posted on everything. So y'all be good, stay hydrated, and I will see y'all in the next video. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I can smell it. I can taste it. I can see it right over the horizons. I know a lot of people are on vacation this week, so I mean, I was growing steadily, then all of a sudden it just fell off. But it's okay. People will be back. We will definitely be at 1K sooner than later. So y'all take it easy. Love y'all. Bye.